Welcome back, Wastelanders, to another settlement tour. As you can see, we are on a big boat, a ship if you will, and we are at Spectacle Island. This was a viewer request from Dwarf No Zebra, the official zebra hater of YouTube. He said to me, "Hey Spooner, I want you to make a castle that's as big as all of Spectacle Island." And I said, "Oh yeah? Well, your face is Spectacle Island." True story. So anyway, yeah, this was quite the undertaking. We have a lot to go through here, and for starters, as you can see, we have a giant ship, and you're probably wondering how in the hell did he manage that? And my answer is magic. So yes, we have the entire USS Constitution here at Spectacle Island. And right over here we have the smaller sailboat from Fa Harbor, and both of them are sporting, if we can see them, pirate flags. Got one there, and got one way the heck up there. And yes, we actually have the official USS Constitution here, and this is our pirate ship. I think at some point I actually did put a little pirate decal on the back here too, but I guess I took that out. I don't know, maybe it looked too tacky or something, I don't know, but it's not here. But anyway, yes, the entire ship is here. It's even got the little motors in the back, and yeah, how I got this here was quite interesting. There's a couple of mods on Nexus that allow you to have the USS Constitution as player homes, and that's initially where I got this one from, but I also found another one that allows you to actually make the USS Constitution as a static object, and along with that static object comes this, some trapdoors which take you to the interior of the ship. I did not do anything for the interior of the ship, so I'm not even going to bother bringing you in there. If you're not familiar with this ship at all, very, very cool quest line that happens right there in downtown Boston. I cannot for the life of me remember the name of the quest, but you have to find it. It's over near a bank whose name also escapes me, but yeah, just look up Fallout 4 and USS Constitution quest, and you will find this ship if you've never found it before. Really, really cool quest. One of my all-time favorites, which you wouldn't think so because of the fact that I cannot remember the name of the darn thing, but so anyway, yes, I threw it here. The actual ship, when you get the player home, actually appears in a few different locations at different settlements, and for this settlement it appears like right over there in the water. It comes with a dock and its own workbench and whatnot. And before I found the one that I can actually make a static object, I just basically crossed borders, took this one, picked it up, as you'll about to see in a second. Like I just picked it up like that, and slowly brought it over to the border over there, and then came over to this border side of the settlement and picked it back up and brought it over here. And then I added the doors later. This one actually did have its own doors, but with its own interior, but every time you spawned out of it, regardless of where you put the doors, it would take you back over there. Whereas this one, the spawn point is much better. Wherever you put these doors, it when you leave, it spawns you right back up on top of them. So fantastic little bit right there. I did add in the cannons myself. I think I don't think any of them came with this ship, and I added the pirate flags myself. That was from G2M, I believe. And yeah, so there we go. We have the full USS Constitution here. The big difference between the two of them, besides one being a player home and one not, is that the one that you can make doesn't come with the motors, these little jet motors on the front and back there. The biggest difference, though, is that there's like this gaping kind of hole, in a sense, that where this whole space is where they sit is all empty, and so it looks a little funny. And so, I don't know, I just decided to leave them there. Okay, we have a lot of ground to cover because this is, like I said, a large castle. Dwarf NZ asked me to build a castle that takes up the entire island of Spectacle Island, and I did so, and I believe this could be a record breaker. I think this might be the largest medieval castle ever built in the game. I don't even know if anybody besides me really builds medieval castles other than a few people that have the mod Castle in the Sky. But I don't know if anybody ever built one quite to this magnitude. So, we got a little building right here. Nothing too fancy. This is just kind of the Harbor Master's little building here. He got his little mini office here. He's got himself a little safe and some caps and a gold brick and whatnot, and he's got his own little pooter and a little secretary desk. So, since this is a medieval castle, you've kind of got some guys in suits of armor. Isn't that really cool? I do not remember the name of the mod, but it is in the description below. It'll be right towards the end of my mod list. It is such a cool mod. It has not only different types of suits of armor that you can kind of customize. Whoa, settle down, guy. But you can also give them weapons like swords and some axes and stuff like that. It's actually really, really cool. Over here and on the other side, I just took a couple of power armor statues from USO and Gigantosaur-sized them and stuck them out here because there's another pirate flag. So, yeah, these guys, pirates of the seas, maybe even air. Maybe they make this thing fly. I really don't know, but they found this castle and they took it over. And so in here we have the guardhouse with another guy.
Hurts. My feet hurt.
Yeah, I know.
Everything hurts.
Tell me about it, dude. I feel exactly the same. So anyway, yes, the guard house, tower, whatever. The only room I really put anything in was, I think, that one down there. Up here I just kind of left empty. And let's see, yeah, down over here I just kind of left empty. I basically was decorating this one a little bit towards the end and just kind of was like, I give up. So, we will be exploring this whole thing very, very soon. I want to kind of save that for later because that's kind of a really neat surprise towards the end there. So, let's head on in and take a look at the first section of the castle. We have our massive, heavy-duty metal doors here that lead the way. And we're right now kind of passing through the wall itself. As you can see, it is quite thick in size. We can jump up here a little bit, and you can see that we do have a nice big fancy wall here. It's not just my typical one-layered wall. I had a really cool idea one night when I couldn't sleep and came up with this whole thing. And like I said, we're going to kind of get into that a little bit later. So here we have our front courtyard with a couple of different, I don't know, businesses, I guess. Over here we have some food, basically. What else would you want to call it? Not really a bar, but and she's also kind of wearing some of the armor that is also available in that Knights of Armor thing. You see she's got the little claws on the feet, kind of like the Shredder from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And this is like called wrap armor or something like that. Back over here we have the blacksmith of the whole settlement, complete with their own forge. This is kind of an idea that I took from a settlement that I did a while ago for The Walking Dead. They had their own forge in the TV show, and I built one kind of similar to this, but I think this one's much, much nicer looking. We have fire, ash, all kinds of stuff in there. Makes it look like there's some burning coals and whatnot. And got some really cool castle-type doors. We're going to be seeing a lot of these bad boys as we go throughout the settlement. This is all thanks to Hodgepodge, a new mod to me that I just discovered not too long ago that has all kinds of really neat doors, windows, and stairs, as you're also going to see. But yeah, in here, the blacksmith, she does a little bit of everything. She does power armor, regular armor, all kinds of crazy stuff, even some basic weapons and whatnot. And I think she's the twin sister of the other chick that's in the food place there. She's also got a pet doggy who's off, I don't know, gallivanting, or maybe he's joined a raiding party. Who knows? Over here we have guns, lots and lots of guns. Another dude, another chick, sorry, in a suit of power armor. She runs this joint here that has just basically all weapons. Cool stuff, cool stuff. I think that's it for our little buildings, individuals. Yeah, so big courtyard up here in the front. Got a nice little decorative tree with some flowers, a nice little kind of pond thing going on here that I think at some point I was going to put a fountain in, but just never got around to it, so it just kind of sits there. Got a couple more guys guarding And I'm actually very surprised at how many, excuse me, how many NPCs are actually where they're supposed to be. I think there's a couple that are in here that are stuck in here that we'll see in a second. No, they actually made their way out, or they're through the floor, but for the longest time they were kind of hanging out in here. And as you can see, we kind of have a little church thing going on here with some funky roofs, and I don't know, I think these things are called a cistern, or lectern, there we go. And, you know, these are supposed to be like prayer booths or something like that. I forget what exactly they're called. Let me see if I can... Old North Prayer Cubby. There you go. Cool stuff. Now, if you're wondering about these lines that appear every once in a while, it has something to do with the mods that I'm using. Whenever I assign NPCs as guards, for whatever reason, their field of view thing kind of just shows up like that. I don't know why. I don't know how to get rid of it, but it's there. Okay, so... yes, as you can see, we have a giant opening section here, whatever you want to call it, front of the main castle, or I should say part of the main castle. You'll understand what I mean as we move on. This is just such a huge undertaking, and to make a castle as big as the entire island was a huge undertaking. So, down over here, this doesn't really lead anywhere, just kind of threw in some nice grass just for the heck of it, just to make it look a little better, and then got ourselves a little retaining wall to kind of finish it off, and didn't really plan on going, don't look at that, didn't really plan on going anywhere with that, but it, no, it's there, whatever. It's all in the little details. So heading over here, again, we have our little fountain, we have our little tree kind of park thing going on. We have another entryway there, and we have also a little stairway that leads to the top of the wall so that we can kind of go around here and there. And we do have little door hatches, and yes, they open, and yes, it does lead to something, but we'll save that for later. If you're wondering where the door came from, that's Zabrina's something or other. Let's find out. Zabrina's workshop devices. She has all kinds of cool stuff in there. Doors, ladders. She also has ladders, functioning ladders. Really cool stuff. So these are kind of faux entries. I just made these because they looked really cool with the whole design that I went for, and they don't really lead to anything, but I'll show you anyway. Kind of come in here and it's just barren. Kind of a behind-the-scenes look here. Same thing over here on this side. Doesn't lead to anything. It was really just for show. Let's come on and scoot out here. There's another one of our dudes. And now we're going to start heading into the main castle itself. Long time to build and design this thing, and I made the mistake of tackling it from both ends. I started over here first, built a good chunk of it, and then went and started building the rear side and had to kind of make them meet in the middle. And here we go with the main entryway. Foyer, entertainment room. I don't know what you would call this in a castle, but spent a lot of time perfecting the design and feel of this. We have nice walkways that lead to these like kind of upper decks that all made of wood. I kind of tried to take a little bit of inspiration from Skyrim. I fired it up not too long ago and started playing it, and kind of took into account like their design aspect in that they kept things very simple. When you go inside most of the castles, there isn't a whole heck of a lot when it comes to decorations, and part of it is because I'm guessing to keep, you know, the FPS high, etc., and also you just don't want too much clutter. So I decided to not really stick a whole bunch of stuff in here. So we have a four-way open giant fireplace. This is something really cool that I kind of hinted at in one of my recent videos for my Let's Build at Taffington Boathouse, when I made one, or no, did I do one for Taffington? I don't remember, but I did do it for the Coastal Cottage, Meyerler place. I had a double-sided one that didn't look anywhere near as cool as this, and I might have done this in Taffington Boathouse, but I really don't remember. So this was built, I just kind of took the floor and lowered it a little bit, stuck a whole bunch of smoky, smoldering ashes, stuck in a fire, and then kind of called it a day for the fire itself anyway. And then for this, I took 4 different sections of wall that are basically just doors, large size doors, and put them in here, put some nice decorative caps all around the sides and some decorations on the fronts, and made this big honkin' fancy fireplace. Even got some wood and a little stool so you can sit there and chill by the fire, play your mandolin or something, who knows. Let's see, a couple of suits of power armor, and our little pirate flag there, and then we just have some basic dining room tables, stuck a couple of them in here, as well as some of these big giant stone table things, just for the heck of it, and yeah. So we're going to be crisscrossing in all kinds of different directions because there are so many hallways and alleyways and upways and downways to go in this thing, so be prepared. We're going to be seeing some of this stuff a couple of different times. In here, we just have kind of a giant fountain. Didn't really know what to do. Didn't want to make like 30 stories worth of rooms that I couldn't figure out what to decorate, so I was like, you know what? Let's just throw a big giant water fountain in here, put a couple of little benches for sitting, and call it a day. And so here we have one of our first climbable towers, and you're going to see we actually have spiral staircase. This is from the mod Hodgepodge. This mod offers a whole bunch of different designs. I went with the warehouse stairs design. I think there's also like subway and this and that and all kinds of different stuff, and I apologize ahead of time if I make any of you dizzy with going up these stairs, but I promise it does lead to something pretty cool. But yeah, this is one of my new favorite mods just because of these stairs alone. So up here I have kind of built a lighthouse, I guess. I stuck a big fire up here and made it so that it was nice and bright, and so the light can be seen from just about all directions so that when the ships are coming and going, they know where to look. It's kind of like a beacon for home. And yeah, that was kind of fun. I initially built this and didn't put anything up here except for a little more section of floor, and it just didn't seem right, and I couldn't figure out what the heck to put up here, and then I was just like, oh, we can make a lighthouse out of this or something. So anyway, again, I apologize if I'm making anybody dizzy. All these curved walls are also part of the mod Hodgepodge. Have those nice fancy windows and whatnot, and oh, we're glitching. Yeah, I have so much stuff in this that we're going to be hitting some glitching here and there, so I do apologize. Over here, just kind of threw in a statue, a whole bunch of little mini statues as well, and just kind of dressed them with different types of armor, gave them all red capes. I kind of tried to make that like a little bit of a theme that, you know, they're maybe the red-caped pirates or something weird. I don't know. Couldn't really figure it out, but that's just kind of what I went with. And let's see, we have this door here we're not going to go through just yet. But come back in here, leads us into the main entryway room. Now we're going to head this direction. So now we're going to be heading down. And now we are into the armory. Down in here we have all of the pirates' suits of power armor and all kinds of weaponry. This is also for security, because there is actually some security on the island, as you've seen with all the different guards, and as you can see, this door leads here so that they can grab their weapons and run out here fast and get to the wall for defense if need be. And let's head on down to this door here. We are headed down once again. So many levels in this thing, and many floors as we're headed down. We have probably like 10 times as more floors headed up. So down here is the jail cells. We have a couple of guards down here in suits of armor and a couple of jail cells with nice functioning sliding doors. Each one is just given a basic bed, and that is all they get. And if we head back up this way, we are led to another section of castle that we're not going to explore just yet, except for this one right here, because this is the barracks for where all of the guards basically sleep. Gave them nice wooden bunk beds. This one's a little fancy with some boat decorations. And, you know, basic sleeping quarters. And over here we have another little door that leads down again to the wall, so that if they need to, they can just run right out this way. A little sneak peek at some more of the castle. That's all you get. You'll get to see more of that momentarily as we head on back. So, told you we're going to have to kind of double back every once in a while because I don't really want to spoil too much. I want to show how everything is more or less connected, and so keep in mind where we just were if you can. I will point it out when we get to the other side. as we head on back. We have doors everywhere, and let me try to run so we can get through all this nice and fast. Okay, so now this is where we were with all of our red-caped bandits. I don't know. And we have another little exit way out here that leads to a little kind of mini private garden courtyard in a sense, I guess. And this connects sort of, exterior-wise. This connects this building and that building, but through all the tunnels and hallways we just went through, these are all actually connected as one piece as well, which you'll understand what I'm talking about momentarily. So, back here we have just a nice little garden area. Threw in some green grass, some trees, and we have these nice big long benches so somebody can come and sit and enjoy the water. And, again, nice trees, and got a big tower sticking out over there that's a little foreshadowing. So down over here we got some more stairs that kind of lead over to here, and I made one tiny little guard tower in this whole place for the wall. And over there you can see the docks. That's where the USS Constitution appears when you use the mod that gets you the USS Constitution player home. So anyway, yes, I made a little kind of guard shack tower type thing here. There were certain sections of this wall that, as you can see with the funky floors and whatnot, I had to make some really crazy angles in order to make everything work and meet properly. So we're going to see quite a bit of that here and there, and there's another little sneak peek at what's to come. And so here is the back side of the front part of the castle, I should say, because there's a front, and there's a mid, and then there's a back, and yeah, we're getting this whole thing going on. Not much I can do about it. It's because I have so many things in this whole castle build, especially all these windows with the reflections and whatnot, just kind of wonks things up a little bit. So I will try to keep that to a minimum if I can. So anyway, headed back over in this way. Go past this guard with the broom handle on his head, her head. And now we are into the art wing. And in here is basically all of their loot that they've been pillaging throughout the years. They go and they find all kinds of valuable artwork and statues and whatnot, and they bring them here for, I don't know, looking purposes. What else do you do with art? So we got a fireplace here. I stuck a Terminator skull in there because why not? Got some wood for the fire. We have a couple of aquariums. Got one there, and a statue. And then if we head back over this way, some more art. And this is the hallway that we popped in before. Over there to the left is the sleeping barracks, and down there leads to the jail cell. So I told you, all this is nicely connected. So this is still technically one castle, because those are all connected by internal hallways and all one building, essentially. So, yeah, we are getting pretty close to that goal of fulfilling what Dwarf NZ asked for, of a castle that takes up all of Spectacle Island. So there's only one bit that didn't quite make it to that, and you'll see in a second. So yes, more art, all kinds of stuff here. Another door here that leads to the grand courtyard. And we're going to go this way because you'll see in 2 seconds. 1 and 2. And here is the main castle itself. So, as you can see over there, it is all still connected. Just from there to there, there's no internal hallway, or from there to there. So that is the only breaking point where I didn't actually officially make this all one giant connected castle, which unfortunately, like I said, I started building all of this stuff at one point, and then I started building this stuff at one point just to give myself a little change of pace and scenery. And before I knew it, when it came time to start trying to connect them together, I kind of ran into some issues. So, but I mean, who cares, right? Like, look at this thing. Like, we have like the biggest freaking castle I've ever seen, that I've ever built. Like, this whole entire island, all one big giant castle settlement. Yeah, quite difficult to do all this and to make all of this meet up. Especially like sections here where you get up into the air, where these buildings all connect on these kind of funky angles here and all in there. As you can see, we also have nice little mini hidden grassy courtyard typey thingy here too. This was a lot of, here comes the word, finagling to make it all work. We even have a little hole there that I missed. But yeah, that was quite difficult to make all of that work and connect together almost seamlessly. Like, you never would have known any of that looked as funky as that if I hadn't actually pointed that out to you. So, the front of the castle. You can see we have that nice big wedge in the front of it. That is inspired by the castle whose name escapes me from Lord of the Rings, where they make one of their final stands, and it's built into the side of a mountain and has that nice little wedge shape to it. Again, one night when trying to sleep, that just kind of popped into my head, and I planned to make it bigger and taller and built into rocks, kind of like in the movie / book, but it ended up not having. I had to kind of scale it down a little bit just to make it so that I could actually come here and not crash the game. So, yes, big giant fountain here with a nice big pool. Another little waterfall right there. A couple of waterfalls that come out of the castle. I didn't put any lore or design as to where that water actually comes from. It's just kind of appears and comes down into this pool with a nice little bridge to cross, and then goes down that waterfall and over into this main fountain pool there. So, over here we have an entryway and a nice little view of the castle. And if we head back over to this side, we have another entryway and a sort of view of the castle. And there again you can see where the USS Constitution would be. And a couple of guards. Got one here, one on the other side. A couple posted by pretty much all the doors. Gotta have some guards. The bay windows here are from the Hodgepodge mod. Really, really cool that they have the matching, bay window shape, as well as the bottoms and tops and whatnot. Really, really cool stuff. So we can head on in here into one of the entryways, and if we take an immediate left, we have some wooden steps, which just ignore the fact that they don't go all the way to the ground. I didn't realize that until I was done, and said, forget it. So, yeah, it just kind of leads up to here, and doesn't really serve any purpose other than, somebody wants to just come up here and look. That's what you can do. Got a nice view of the ocean and the castle courtyard, and there you go. And then if we head up these stairs, and straight over here and down these stairs, they are greeted with the other entryway. There you go. Come in this direction, and same thing over here. If you come over to the right, no stairs, just a little kind of cubby area that kind of gives you some views. There's the back side of the security barracks and whatnot, and doesn't really go anywhere. Oh, we got a hole. I didn't realize that. Don't look up there, kids. You didn't see that. Alright. I guess, yeah, we'll come right in here. So in here we have another giant dining hall, and I kind of stole my idea from the other section of the castle and recessed the floor, and then threw in some fire and some ashes and some, I don't know, I guess these are supposed to be maybe dogs or wolves or something. I don't know, let's pretend they're giant rabbits. And yeah, a whole bunch of dining tables, some more art that they've liberated. I know I kind of took from some of the ones that were already there, but, whatever. These are not guards, these are just suits of armor in the armor racks, so you can see all the different types of designs there. There's another one there. Really, really cool mod. So glad I found it. Just on a whim, this one actually has chainmail, as you can see. I decided to look to see if I could find some suits of armor, and somebody had made this really, really awesome mod that gives you all these different types of designs and whatnot. More chainmail on that one. Just kind of threw these all around, just kind of giving some decoration and some design. And again, I kept this kind of simple, simply because I was running out of ideas for decorations, and I was getting kind of tired of building the same thing over and over again. And in here we have just basic food pantry and kitchen. Got a couple of stoves that I did not do any fireplace stacks like I've done in a few of my other builds, but whatever, kind of get the idea. And let's see, what else do we have? Another little room over here. Basic bedroom, nothing too fancy. Really tall ceilings, and that's basically about it. And let's see, over here we have one of our first stairwells that leads way, way, way up top. Don't worry, we will be headed up soon enough. Let's see, over here we have just a little hallway that leads outside. We'll check that out soon. Got a little rompus room, entertaining room, game room, whatever you want to call it. Got a pool table and some chairs and some whatnot. And out here we have one of the main master balconies. This one overlooks the rear of the island. Nothing fancy out here, didn't put any furniture or anything, just made a nice little viewing balcony, and we got something really cool down below that we will see later in the video. Let's see, I think that's it for down here. Let me just double check. There's so many things that I put into this place that I don't remember all of it. Yeah, that's the second floor, so... Alright, we can go ahead and take a stairwell up. And we're just going to go, hopefully, up to one floor. There we go, we are on the next floor. Let's see, over here, another bedroom. I've seen one bedroom, we've kind of seen them all. Got a nice little bed. We do have an antler chandelier type thing. That is from AK-47, AK build, I think is what the mod is called. More spiral staircases, they're everywhere. I went kind of crazy with using them. So that's the entryway that we came in before that leads up here, which leads to the front balcony. The one with the wedge shape where the water comes down. So you can get one of the best views of the nice courtyard down here. I put a lot of thought into designing this thing with architecturally wise, however, whatever you want to say, and making sure that there were plenty of views and everything looks, purposeful, essentially. Alright, head back on in here. Nothing over there. Let's see, we got another room over here. And lighting I used very, very sparsely. Was I already in here? I was already in here, I think. Anyway, lighting is very sparse because I started off with those hanging lanterns every couple of feet, and my FPS was just dropping like crazy because they were creating so many shadows. Even if I was on the opposite side of the island, it was still dropping. So in here, bedroom. This person's a hunter, has lots of trophies, as you can see. Down over here, another little way that leads up. In here, this is kind of when I was getting done with decorating, as you can see. So I just kind of threw a couple of mannequins in here and a statue that looks like he's about to creep up and stab this one. I don't know why, it's just the way my twisted mind decided to function that day, and I called it quits and was just like, you know what, I'm just throwing that in there and I'm done, and kind of walked away. That's why we have all this kind of emptiness, because I was just so done with decorating. Over here we have a little Liberty Prime just kind of chilling. I think I was initially going to add some more stuff over here, but that's it. He's just there. So over here we have a gym. We have a full, I don't know, boxing ring, whatever, and the fat shaking thing, a punching bag, and a treadmill, and a Stairmaster, or whatever that's supposed to be called, a stair machine. I don't know. But anyway, once again, I was running out of ideas, so I was just like, let me just throw some crap in some of these rooms and make it look like they were always here. And back over here, I think, oh, did I design both these bedrooms the same, I guess, because, yeah, I guess I did. Didn't even realize it. Let's see what else. I think that's it for this one. So this is actually the main center stairwell. This one goes all the way from the bottom all the way to the top, so we've already been down there, so let's just go ahead and head on up to the next stop, which is this floor. Some rooms. Once again, giant castle, gotta fill it in. So this was before I got done with decorating, so obviously you can see I put a little more effort into this one. Put a whole bunch of paintings in here, some dressers, and got a little horsey rocking chair and whatnot. Decided not to do any grand bathrooms in the castles because been there, done that. Threw a little statue there just for the heck of it, to make things look a little purty. Let's see, in here we kind of have a meeting room. A whole bunch of tables with all kinds of books and paper and whatnot on them. I don't know, maybe this is where they plan their pillaging and whatnot, something along those lines. Yeah, that's just kind of what I went for. Just books and books, all kinds of stuff, so that this is like, you know, where they do their planning. Another stairwell down over in here. I have multiple stairwells that lead to pretty much all the levels up to, I think, here, and then the only one that continues up is that one there, the center one. Over here, I have a little bedroom. Again, back before I decided to get sick and tired of decorating, this one actually has a little bit of a view of the balcony out here. This is the uppermost front balcony, which gives you a nice view here. A little bit blocked from that one, so like I said, that one down there gives you probably the best view of the whole front and courtyard. You can see our ships and our pirate flags up that way. And as you can see, we still have plenty more castle to investigate. Let's see, what do we have over here? I honestly don't remember. Oh, library. We have the castle library. Lots of books, tables. And let's see, over here. Just kind of a hallway with some decorations. And then we have... What is this? Oh, just kind of a room. Sitting room, I don't know. Again, I'm starting to run out of ideas. When you end up with like 1,000 rooms for one particular building, you kind of start to run out of ideas as to what to put in them as time goes on. So you just sort of grab furniture and start filling in spaces. Oh, in here just threw a whole bunch of random garbage. We even have some la cucarachas running around. Just kind of chilling, and got this whole shopping cart full of meat, rotting meat, and that's what they're doing here. So yeah, just kind of fill the room with random junk. They just kind of throw stuff in. This is, everybody's got a junk room or junk drawer. This is their junk room for the place. Let's see, over here. Oh, I lied. There's one other stairwell that continues up. I forgot about that one. And let's see. Got our nice little view of nothing except for the water out these windows. Let's see. Here. Oh, I was already in here, so I think we're done with this floor. Now we can continue up. So we're going to continue up the center one. And again, I apologize if I'm making people dizzy. Now, as you can see, we have doors here, and there's a reason, because this is private. This is supposed to be, we're going to pretend that that's locked, and this is the room that we can actually enter, which brings us into the main, or I should say the master entertaining hall. This is where all the gambling is done. They even have a cage for holding of all the caps and gold and whatnot, with some safes as well in there. And we have all kinds of card tables, we have craps, we got everything so that they can really get their gambling on and whatnot. We got a bar back here, because you got to keep them drunk, so they keep spending all their caps. A cigarette machine, don't smoke, kids, bad for you. Clothing racks, you can hang your jackets, and another smoking machine there. Another bar back over here, and we can actually come in here so you can get a better look. We do have a couple of safes hidden down here, all kinds of stuff for caps and keeping all the money safe. Another safe here with nothing in it. Unfortunately, you cannot open the doors. It's just, you know, a static object like that. So I wish it would open. That would have been so cool if like the thing spun and then opened up. So out here we have a giant overlooking balcony that gives you a really nice view of the wasteland and some of the island. Again, not the best view of the courtyard. Like I said, that's way down below because we have all these sections of the building obstructing the view. And so this is where the other stairwell comes from that I had mentioned before that also continues up. But this is where this one taps out, which is up here. And I thought about putting some stuff in here, but I decided, you know what, let's just leave it as a really cool grand stairwell that kind of leads its way up here. Almost made it. And yeah, we got some more stuff. Oh, and the tower here cannot be entered. It's just a static decoration from Nuka World or something, supposedly anyway. I think I found that in USO or something, and then I just added a pirate flag up to it. But there's like no interior, there's no door to get in there. Like you can see if you go into it, like there's nothing there. So just for show. Just kind of threw it in there to add a little something and add a little extra height to it. As you can see, we got some more rooms up there to check out. So let's go ahead and head on up there. So, going back into the main stairwell and through the private doors. This leads up to the, I don't know, Master Pirates, King, Queen, whatever you want to call it. This is their private domicile. Leads up here, and we have turrets in every corner so that if you're not welcome, the second you poke your head up, you're going to get shot. I did have some really cool turrets in here that had these like laser scanning things, but it kind of didn't function properly. It wouldn't, like, it would hit the wall and then go through the wall, and so if you were outside the castle, you'd see these lasers just kind of like scanning back and forth up in the sky, and it just looks stupid. And so just kind of threw a whole bunch of these guys in here. These are, what kind are you? You are missile turrets. Those things are really badass. I've used them before and been attacked while building, and they kill everything within like seconds. A couple of hits and boom, they're gone. So up here we have the first floor in the private house. This is for, I don't know, lounge and kitchen and whatnot. Just kind of a hanging out space. And we do have another balcony out here that gives you the best view of the back of the castle. From the back of the castle, I should say. You can see for miles and miles and miles. Really, really cool. We still have more castle to go. We're almost done with the castles anyway. And then up here we have the top floor. We have another little kind of loungy area over here, or fish tank. We have some windows for some nice views. We also have our master bed and a really cool fireplace that I decided to build. The fireplace itself comes from AK build, and then I just kind of threw in some brick walls to kind of make it fit so that I could actually have a fireplace in here and make it look kind of purposeful. I unfortunately didn't have anything stone-wise that looked proper, that had these angles, or at least didn't work the way I wanted it to, so that's why we ended up with the white brick. Again, nice little bed right over here so you can take a nap, and got some nice chandeliers up top. Give us plenty of light. So there we go. That's all of the castle basically. So we're going to head down one floor so we can get outside. This way you can actually turn this on so you can actually see the castle design from out here, so you can see what this looks like. So yeah, we have the main roof of the top here kind of going up, and then it just, to me, didn't look right. So I decided to throw in this whole nother like house section right on the top of it that I thought looked really, really cool. And right over here we have the actual fireplace sticking up, and that's another reason why I used the white brick, because I used that particular shaded white brick chimney stack. So yeah, there you go. It's a nice little neat design, something I've never really done before that I thought looked really, really cool. And then of course here's the balcony being held up by these big giant stone pillars that go all the way down into the casino down there. Alright, let's turn that off, and now we can head down to the wall. So we're going right back here because I did something really cool. We have a collapsed section of wall down here. Now the reason why I did this, initially this whole back of the castle here was all without this balcony. This was kind of a last thought of something to add in here to kind of give it some extra design and pizzazz. And as you can see, we have that little floor section down there, and with the natural what do I say, topography of the island, it kind of juts up here and then goes back down and kind of cut into my floor. And we also have that little section right there, and just looked kind of weird and funky. And so then I had the idea, you know what, maybe they had like a collapse, or they were attacked from the back here and it was damaged, and so I threw in all kinds of stone debris and whatnot and all kinds of stuff, so it looked like this whole thing was just basically like destroyed one way or another. And then perhaps they had piled all kinds of dirt and whatnot and rocks back in here, and when that happened it just kind of collapsed and landslided down that way. That's a little, I don't know, way to show you how to use the natural topography of settlements to create like really cool I don't know, lore friendly type things for whatever settlement you're building. And for the I don't know, what do you want to call it, supports for the balcony. These are just kind of wall sections. If I go into my menu, you can see there's one there, and I just kind of put them back to back, and then put the nice decorative railing, etc. up there. Okay, so now, last but certainly not least, we have the wall itself. This was a heck of a thing to build. Like I said, some of the turns were just absolutely insane. These guys here were much more easy to do because I already had the curved section of the walls, and the curved floors almost matched up perfectly. I decided not to fuss with trying to fill in all these gaps because it was just going to take me way too long to do. And so now, I'd hinted at the hatches before. They are functional, all of them. And then we do have functional ladders. As you can see, we can go down them. And now we have a nice little private walkway to... Now going up the ladders is way harder than coming down because Bethesda and all their wisdom decided not to make any functional ladders in the game. And so, yeah, they're kind of... like I said, going down easy, coming back up is kind of sketchy, so... But anyway, yes, this is one whole big giant private walkway. The purpose of this is for when they're being attacked, they have a way now that they can safely and securely get all around the island to get to wherever they need to get supplies and weapons around without worrying about being attacked by the outside forces. So, yeah, just kind of built little hatches every X amount of feet, threw in a whole bunch of lanterns so that no matter what, they can see what's going on. And in sections where the ground got really uneven, I threw in all these wooden walkways to kind of even it out, to make it a little bit easier so that you're not trying to climb all over things and tripping all over yourself. And, you know, like I said, this goes throughout the entire island. Wherever the wall is, that's where this goes. Now we're going to head this way all the way up back to the front. And you can walk through this entire section. I made sure that everything was tall enough so that anybody can come running through here. And here we go. Now we're at the front of the castle. So that's where this doorway here led. Then if we come up here, we got our stairs that leads to our front hatch. And right into the front guard tower. And then we're right back to the beginning. Oh boy. I told you this was a large settlement. Yeah, hopefully Dwarf NZ this... Oh, jeez. He fell into the ground. Anyway, hopefully Dwarf NZ this kind of fit with the motif of what you wanted, with a castle that took up the entire island here. And as you can see, yeah, pretty much every inch of this island is used up. So one little cool thing that I did, yeah, coming up here, is the big fireplace that we saw towards the beginning with the four-sided actually comes all the way up through to that roof. The only thing I didn't do was leave that section of roof open, and that's simply because there are two pieces that meet right here in the middle like that, and so I just figured, you know, what the heck, it doesn't really need to be 100%. I mean, but anyway, yeah, the whole chimney actually does go from top to bottom, is all connected, and then I threw some smoke in here. So, alright, let's go ahead and take a look at the aerial view and see if we can see much of it without the game breaking. Kind of like that. You can see it's not showing all the rear textures, because we're, whoops. Hang on a second, let me fix myself here. There we go. 'Cause we're too far back. There's just too much here, and despite the fact that I have my viewing distance set to maximum, it still is too much for it to handle. So, but yeah, I was challenged and I accepted, and I think I did a pretty badass job at conquering this one. So you guys, let me know what you think. Biggest castle ever built, biggest medieval castle ever built in all of Fallout. I'm gonna say yes. So somebody call the Guinness Book of World Records and get me in there. Spoonerdee. So yeah, if you have a challenge like this or something similar, completely different, unique idea that you want to see me try to do, go ahead and make a comment down below. I do read and respond to pretty much all of them, and would be glad to try something. Just no more medieval castles, not for a while. This really burned me out doing this one. Like I said, I started over here in the front with this whole section, and Then got kind of frustrated, so I came back here, started building this whole giant section, and then right here in the middle is where things got really funky and all kinds of twists and turns with all kinds of angled walls and whatnot, and yeah, it wasn't pretty, but now it is. So there you go. Anyway, hope you all enjoyed this video. Hope you're all enjoying my new Let's Build series at Adam Cat's Garage. We're going to be rocking it there for quite a while until that one is done. After that, I am going to be going to Hangman's Alley, and I'm going to challenge myself to do a Let's Build there and stay within the borders of the vanilla settlement. I can build up and around. I just cannot. I'm going to try and stay, like I said, within the vanilla borders and see what kind of badass settlement I can build from there. And after that, I don't know yet. But yes, hope you are all enjoying that series. Hope you enjoyed this video. And again, if you feel like challenging me to some sort of builds, please feel free to. And I will catch you all very, very soon. Until then, don't get irradiated.